You know how we do when we have funky music in our ear. We get to writing, ain't no fighting, we just in there trying to win. Ooh yeah, la-di-da, we grinding hard. Ooh yeah, we not gonna stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. Too late to turn back now. I got work to do. On a mission, by my business, I'm pushing through.
Hello sports fans, I'm Nicholas Austin Holiday, here with Antoine Jackson with Between Classes Sports. There was a lot of good action going on in the sports world. We're going to touch on some different football games and tell you what we think about the games and give you our analysis on them. First, we have to give a kudos to Southeastern, who beat Edward Waters 51-27. We have to give a shout out to Jarrell Williams, who scored 6 touchdowns. What do you think about a player scoring 6 touchdowns?
Well, like my dad told me, I don't care if it's 6 people, I don't care if the team they're playing defense is in wheelchairs. 6 touchdowns is a lot of touchdowns no matter what level you're playing. Pop 1, a little league, high school, Division 1, that's a lot of touchdowns. So definitely he's somebody who's trying to work to get to the next level, apparently. He's one of those guys that maybe might make it to the NFL going through the back door maybe.
Exactly. Right now, Southeastern they're 3-1 overall, 2-0 conference, so maybe they'll keep things going, but it's looking good for them right now. We want to touch on the Florida schools. Florida State beat Wake Forest 43-3. The spread was 38 points. Florida State covered, which everybody expected them to do. The game started off a little bit slow. They picked up in the second half, blew out Wake Forest. Did you watch any of the game?
Yeah, I seen they turned it on. They were seeing like they were, I won't say struggling. I would say they just probably knew they were playing Wake Forest, so they didn't come out as aggressive. But me and some other guys had been discussing that, this probably was the week that the usual Florida State team showed up, and it was about time because before they hadn't really beaten anybody. Well, they beat the Citadel, but they didn't really cover as we expected, especially that from last year. Last year was a historical making year for Florida State as far as offense and things like that. So. But this year, the last game against Wake Forest, they flexed their muscle a little bit, and they showed they can turn on the switch at any time because they didn't start out strong, and then all of a sudden they had 43 points, and third stringers were playing, so they showed they still got something in the tank. So
you're right. Defense looked great. Offense was a little shaky. Defense blew Wake out, just like we expected to. Florida State, the coaching staff, the fans are still waiting for everything to get together and waiting for them to really hit their full stride. I mean, they have Syracuse next week, which is, I don't want to say it's a tune-up game because it can't be a trap game because they have Notre Dame coming after that. But I think they'll get on track.
Well, Florida State should be okay due to the fact with Jimbo, he has experience in key areas with Jameis and Rashad Green, even though they say he may not play due to a concussion. But they have a bunch of young talent, Travis Rudolph, Ermon Lane. He hasn't really gotten off yet, but, he has the season to come along. They still have Dalvin Cook. Did he score this week also?
Dalvin Cook did not score this week.
It's okay. He scored against NC State, which is a crucial game, so that's okay. He probably didn't play as long, and things of that nature. I heard Carlos is a little banged up right now.
Yes.
So Dalvin should get a lot of playing time, man. What's the other running back you guys have?
Mario Pender.
Yeah, y'all should be okay. Do y'all have any third stringers or no? Not really.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Mario Pender, Dalvin Cook. That's it.
That's enough said.
All right, so now we're going to touch on the Georgia Tech-Miami game. Georgia Tech defeated Miami 28-17. Georgia Tech went to triple option. I hate the triple option offense, and I'm sure the coaches do too. But you know what? When you're playing a team, you got to prepare. So what did you think about the game?
I mean, right now, Hurricane Nation is a little upset right now. We didn't anticipate coming out 3-3. Only wins over Duke, even though Cutcliffe's an okay coach. He's okay. I got to give him respect. He's a good coach. But Arkansas State and, BAM? I think that's the other team we played. So, Hurricane Nation, we still haven't really seen what we want to see. I mean, we started out okay, but we haven't really seen a total complete game against a worthy opponent. It's not about Al Golden. Losing is just how he's losing. Running defense, we're giving up a ton of yards. Not putting some players in the box. We're not telling him to change his scheme. But it seems like he doesn't want to adjust, and that's where the problems are coming at. For instance, a couple times when we watched Georgia Tech play, I would notice that there were humongous gaps, huge gaps within the line or what have you. And I can sit at my home and say, okay, they're finna run a quarterback sneak, or they're finna run a dive play or something, or they're gonna run outside. One of the three. But as far as stacking the box compared to how Florida State, when you guys played Clemson, when Clemson was trying to go third and short, I know that you guys would stack the box. Miami's stacking the box right now, and right now the fans are getting upset because of how we're losing. Giving up 300 yards, 200 yards a game, everybody having career highs rushing, that's not Miami tradition. And right now they feel like Golden is bringing down the prestige right now, per se, and it's getting to the point where we need to see some domination. Sanctions are not enough is enough.
And also look out for Georgia Tech. They're currently 5-0, and they're leading the Coastal Division. So let's see if they can. Let's see how they finish the season out. So that'll be interesting to see what Georgia Tech actually does.
Georgia Tech, they basically beat Miami and Virginia Tech, so they pretty much control their own destiny. All the other games are pretty much lackluster. I won't say lackluster, but as far as the Virginias and whoever else they have to play, they have Duke this week. They should win. The spread is 5. Georgia Tech should cover that. You know, let's be real with it. And they probably gonna be playing y'all in the coast unless something strange happens. There's a lot of football left, but you know, right now we're just looking to see what's going on in Miami right now. Looking for answers right now.
Protect your knees when you play Georgia Tech. Chop blocks.
Chop block city.
All right. Next, Florida defeated Tennessee 10-9. Florida continues to look horrible. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing on offense. Their defense isn't as strong as it typically is under Coach Muschamp, and defense is Coach Muschamp's specialty. So I'm not sure why the defense is so shaky. Driscoll continues to be lackluster. Still not sure why he's starting at a major program like that when they've had plenty of other options that have ended up going to other schools. Tyler Murphy,
Jacoby
Brissett with NC State. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but they have to get things together. Coach Muschamp is on the hot seat, and he's at risk of losing his job. If he continues on the path he's going, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose at least 3 to 4 more games this year.
Well, yeah, as far as them losing, I don't know, because the thing is they did bring in Treon, and when they brought in Treon, they were down 9-0, but Treon came in and helped. They won the game 10-9. Now, the defense, like you say, the defense is pretty much stable, but I don't want to bash the kid Driscoll, but he hasn't really been living up to par. He came in as like one of the top quarterbacks in the country, dual threat, coming out of high school, has not lived up to the expectations at all. I don't know if he has confidence in himself. I don't think the team really has confidence in him. Hopefully they do, but when Treon came into the game, there was a different response. It was said that Treon was going to start Saturday, then all of a sudden some things came out, allegations. He hasn't been charged, but the way the new system is right now, even if you're accused, you have to sit out until everything gets cleared away. So football players, watch out. Some of these, I don't want to say women, but some women are taking it into their hands to kind of put you in a tough situation. So just be mindful of that. You know, they know that if they accuse you, you have to sit out a game, man. Some people just don't care if they have to do that to get their point across. They will do that. So these athletes, they have to be careful because a lot of these things are going on. And not saying that the guys are always innocent, but you know, there's a trend going on right now. You got to be cognizant of what's going on. Definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
And next we'll move. USF actually had a bye week,
Much needed.
but they have homecoming coming up next, and they're going to be playing East Carolina. East Carolina is terrorizing pretty much every team they play right now. They just came out of a pretty much blowing out SMU. The week before that, blew out North Carolina, put up 70 points on them.
70.
Put up 45 on SMU. So
They said they should have beat South Carolina too. I heard South Carolina was a close game.
very close game. East Carolina's looking really good, ranked in the top 25. Are they going to be the surprise team, the Cinderella team? What do you think about them playing USF?
They're pretty tough. They have the guy Hardy, the receiver, number 2. He came in as a walk-on. I think he has all the records at ECU. So and their coach, Ruffin McNeil, was under Mike Leach at Texas Tech. So he has an attacking type of offense. They didn't really explode too much on SMU. I think they were kind of toning it down, getting ready for USF. USF needed those 2 weeks to get ready for these guys because they're going to need to come with it. And if they're not careful, East Carolina will try to embarrass you on your homecoming. Let's not take anything for granted. They will try to run the score up. So it's going to be important for USF to stay focused. Their DBs need to be ready to run, make tackles, and put some fear into ECU because right now they're not really scared of anything. They played Virginia Tech. I watched them go against Virginia Tech, making amazing catches with the DBs. And at one point they said Virginia Tech had the best secondary in the country. East Carolina had something to do with that label being taken off. So USF, if you're a DB, scouts will be at the game. And so you might want to get focused for this week right here in particular. Definitely.
Word of caution: don't ever schedule a team that's better than you for your homecoming game. So that's
USF, he's bashing you got us right now, alumni. So hopefully you guys do something, and maybe you can shout Mr. Holiday, because right now there's no faith in you guys with him.
All right, we're going to UCF actually defeated Houston, a Thursday night game. They won 17-12. I mean, Houston's nothing to write home about, but
Who's UCF? Yeah, who's UCF?
But a win is a win.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of people to the NFL.
They did.
Bortles, Johnson gone.
They did.
Their offense is just not back on track to where it should be. But you know what? They don't recruit at a high level to where they can just plug and play. Right. So there's going to be some setback and development needed before they can get back to that level again.
Yeah, I mean, not UCF. George O'Leary is a good coach. He's put plenty of players in the NFL, from Blake to Storm Johnson to Dante Culpepper. Maybe I think he had Dante. So UCF has put in players in the league, no doubt. We're waiting to see if they can get over to the next level where they won a BCS game last year. So people want to see, was that a fluke, or is it something they're going to build on? Right now they have been winning. They haven't been winning as much as they did last year, but they're hovering, so that lets me know UCF has something over there. We trying to find out, can they become a household name? Are they trying to become the fourth of the big three? Can they do it? It was USF at one time, but ever since Jim Levitt left, USF hasn't been the same. Let's just be honest. Levitt right now is coaching in San Francisco, linebackers coach, 49ers. So he's in a good situation right now, and like I said, USF, ever since Jim Levitt has left, they haven't really been the same. Even the city's going down a little bit as far as excitement. USF, people come to USF right now and feel like we got a W. They're penciling in the W's before the game's even starting right now, guys. So I need some pride to step up right now. I need to get some care about what's going on right now, because what these other guys have built at USF, you're not representing any of that with what this foundation was built on. So, we're waiting to get some improvements on that aspect also. Definitely.
No, most definitely. Next we have FIU defeats FAU 38-10. I mean, FAU is they're not a good team.
But FAU has a first-year coach. I believe he came from university or something like that last year?
Yes, he was a high school coach.
He was a high school coach, so right now he's going through it. They say he'll get it together eventually. Right now he's going through the growing pains. FIU has been okay this year. I think Bethune defeated them this year, though. But they're trying to do some things. Another team I like with a lot of Florida kids is Marshall, though.
Okay.
Marshall has a lot of kids from the state. They have Rakeem Cato that went to Central. He's a nice quarterback. They also have, I want to say, AJ Leggett. Some of these players were supposed to come to Miami. That's how I'm familiar with some of these guys. I think Remy Watson's still up there, I believe. They have a lot of players they recruit from Polk County area. They recruit the state of Florida very well. They say Doc Holliday is a coach over there now. He used to be the defensive coordinator for the Gators. So if you like football or you interested in seeing a team that might do something, I won't be surprised if Marshall and Eastern Carolina end up playing each other this year. Definitely.
Well, there's a lot of talent in the state of Florida, and there's too much to stay in the state of Florida. So as a program, if you want to be elite or consider a top-notch program, you have to recruit kids from the state of Florida. And that's what a lot of schools outside are doing. You have Louisville that has a ton of players from Florida. As you say, you have Marshall. Even West Virginia's getting in the mix. Clemson, Alabama, all of these top schools. Wisconsin are bringing players in from Florida. So
if you happen to see a kid with dreads playing football, he may be from Florida. Not saying that's a mandatory, but it's a highly popular, because that's the way that the guys, if they go to out-of-state school, that's how they let them know that I'm a Floridian by the hairstyle.
90%.
Not at all. That's how it is.
90%.
Look it up if you don't believe me.
90%. I'll go with that.
I believe that. Look it up.
Next we have Morgan State defeats FAMU 24-9. FAMU.
It's your school.
FAMU winless.
Still?
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what coach Earl Holmes is doing. I don't know what the offense, the defense is doing.
They were supposed to have an NFL coaching staff or something like that, right? Allegedly.
You can have an NFL coaching staff, but if your
Yeah.
players aren't, if you're not winning games, it doesn't matter.
Well, what are the coaches doing?
I don't know. I'm thinking about applying for the position next season. I can probably get more wins than Coach Earl Holmes as of right now.
I believe you.
Quinn Gray was actually the offensive coordinator. He just got fired recently. So
Quinn Gray used to play for FAM, right?
Quinn Gray that played for FAMU and then went on to the Jaguars.
Yeah,
as the offensive coordinator,
yeah.
but he's jobless right now
Why?
because he doesn't know what he's doing, and I'm not sure what's going. Look, I don't know what's going on in the program right now.
A lot of politics involved.
You know, I don't know what's going on with the development of players, the recruitment of players, but all I know is Bethune-Cookman is humming in the MEAC.
Heavy and still humming.
Exactly. So
And that game is still on the schedule, that classic. And don't let Bethune run that score up again. They will do it. Bethune will run it up now.
if you don't want to have the score run up on you, you have to stop it.
Oh, that's the motto. Maybe they need to get Jaquay Nunley to be the offensive coordinator or something like that. I don't know.
They need to get me and you.
Somebody.
Let's go to Tallahassee next year.
Yeah, we gotta go.
All right. Speaking of Bethune-Cookman, they defeat Delaware State 27-7. Bethune-Cookman University is rolling right along.
That's what they do.
They bring in a lot of players that transfer from D1 schools, so they have a lot of big time talent.
Well, the coach used to be at Rutgers at one time, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
So he knows what it takes. So he's trying to get a MEAC title. Every year Bethune goes to the playoffs, they don't really advance. I don't know what happens when they get into the MEAC. You know, they look very tough, and then the playoffs come, I don't know. But it's going to be interesting to see if he can finally bring it home. Bethune's been ranked on one in the MEAC a couple of times, too, since he got there.
Oh, definitely. Last year was the most recent time when they ran through the MEAC for the most part.
But in the playoffs coming in, they just run into that team.
You know, it happens.
Team Trill, whoever it could be. Who is it? I don't know. I don't know.
So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
You know how we do it, we have funky music in our ear. We get to writing, ain't no fighting, we just in there trying to win. Ooh yeah, la-di-da, we grinding hard. Ooh yeah, we not gonna stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. Too late to turn back now. We got work to do. On a mission, by my business, I'm pushing through, no slacking. Make it happen, we grinding hard, we grinding hard. You know how we do it, we have funky music in our ear. We get to writing, ain't no fighting, we just in there trying to win. Ooh yeah, la-di-da, we grinding hard. Ooh yeah, we not gonna stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. Too late to turn back now. We got work to do. On a mission, by my business, I'm pushing through, no slacking. Make it happen, we grinding hard, we grinding hard. You know how we do it, we have funky music in our ear. We get to writing, ain't no fighting, we just in there trying to win. Ooh yeah, la-di-da, we grinding hard. Ooh yeah, we not gonna stop. Yeah, 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 yeah. Too late to turn back now. We got work to do. On a mission, by my business, I'm pushing through,